From liminal people to feathers, these are some of the strange things we found dowsing. One of the things we often see is strange skies. One night, this red sky reflected off of the trees above the Templar line at this location, and wonderful red sunsets that seem as if the world is on fire. And of course, last winter solstice, the three suns that appeared in the sky and so fascinated us and seemed to portend a complete change in energies. Yes, we often see strange things in the skies when we're dowsing. Just take a look, for example, at this church, which we labelled the Church of the Sun because it had so much solar imagery. Look how the sunbeams come down in this photograph. And then this one, another site. Look at the sun above this church on a line. It was the activities of a local shaman that got me interested in dowsing in the first place, and occasionally as I douse an energy line in the area, I come across evidence of his continued activity. Sometimes it's in the form of arrangements of sticks that seem to be deliberately placed there and mimic the lines that we're dowsing. Sometimes in stone. Sometimes they seem to be placed in areas that are so conspicuous we couldn't possibly miss them, and again, they do in fact mimic the alignment of the lines that we're finding at that location. Could the shaman still be following and tracking our activities and hinting at his continued involvement in background mode? Other people must know about these energy lines. Look at this statue of a pagan god in this person's backyard on the male Templar line, hidden away but in plain sight, with offerings and votives given to it in the recent past. This is the road on which that garden is. And then there are the butterflies. Butterflies at odd times of the year, January, December, flying around, landing on me, playfully, always when I'm on the Templar line. Here in the forest by the German border, I discovered hundreds upon hundreds of red butterflies, all living happily within the Templar line as it approached the vortex. Butterflies everywhere. The butterfly and the feather, the two signs of an energy line, and in particular the Templar line here in the Czech Republic. And then of course there was this wonderful place that we found in the forest. This is a type 4 line, it's not the Templar line. A complete open-air pagan temple dedicated to the male and female principles, it would seem to us, hidden in plain sight, and even a carving of a vortex placed exactly where the vortex is of the two lines crossing. How can that be? Who is it that did this? Don't they know about the lines? In Czechia there are many roadside shrines, in their thousands if not tens of thousands, but often they tend to also be placed on the major lines. This, for example, with its interesting imagery, was placed on the Templar line just outside of Brno. Is that an accident, or is it deliberate? And how accidental is it that the Mokoš line runs through Devět křížů, the Nine Crosses, a famous place almost on the side of a motorway leading to Prague? And here's another roadside shrine on a line. Incredible. And then what about stone circles? Oh well, you'd expect to find a stone circle, but this stone circle was built just in the last few years by someone who didn't know the energy lines were there. What drove them to build a circle that is actually on the crossing of two type 4 energy lines? Another mystery. And then there was what we discovered the other weekend at this wonderful church dedicated to Mary and the site of many hundreds of years of Marian pilgrimages, like many other churches of its kind, sitting on a hill with this strange paganistic symbol of what can only be Veles, the god of the underworld, inscribed, and also repeated in the motifs around the church, as you can see. Of course, I'm just scratching the surface, because when we dowse, strange coincidences and strange synchronicities seem to occur. Give it a try and watch some of our other videos where we find and discover all kinds of very strange things on these energy lines and during dowsing for these energy lines. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe.